Buddy, so there I can see my microphone working now. Since I've started to try to learn about the VTubing, as I learn one thing, I mess up something else because I'm not understanding computers the way many of you probably do. So I've got three different types of microphones here, and since I've started using some of them when I'm making my non-live episodes in order to put in binaural beats and such, I have found that now certain programs that were running for me will only run, or I can only hear things if I plug or unplug the different microphones. And so I've already started off my 1 week anniversary with these glitches, but I wanted to say to you, hopefully, I'm probably talking to myself right now anyways, I'm not known yet out there, but I found this beautiful little glowing party all by itself little blob, this little goo, and I like to think he's one of the goos collected from one of the caverns over in the western plaguelands, but this one, instead of having a skull or a femur bone stuck inside of it, it's got some kind of a party light, and it's really cute. So I thought I'd keep him to celebrate my 1 week anniversary as a live VTuber. So I've been preparing something for you today. I decided that today would be my day to launch one of the original stories for Venus Callida to help you get to know her backstory. And of course, you can see her backstory as a separate episode and also from the screening of my debut this time last week. But I thought the original episodes will now make more sense. So, for my wonderful subscribers, my very first subscribers, who are asking, I'm not really sure what you're about yet. I think I see a character from WoW, but I'm not sure when I'm looking at these pictures. Nothing's moving. Why isn't anything moving? And I think you're trying to put me to sleep. I think this is a relaxation video, but I'm not sure. Can you just clarify? And so what I've done for you today is I'm still not at the stage of understanding how to make an animated movie, but I have put together a few stills to try to show some sense of movement or the travels of Venus's soul or the M soul when it's disembodied, because she's been through a lot of trauma. She's a conscript of war, war after war after war. It never seems to end, but every time she comes to, they throw her back into the line of fire. And so for anyone out there in the real world, I want to thank you for your service, for all those who have served their country. I can't imagine what you go through, the horrors you've had to see. I've watched my own friends, talk to them over the military satellite for that half minute that you get, just to know that how close they've come to getting their heads blown off, and to have family also come back, with war injuries that could include losses of limbs, losses of vision, losses of hearing, and the trauma that could affect you for your whole life. And hopefully, you are healing and getting the help you need. But in the case of Venus Callida, I wanted to take this backstory to show you can have amnesia. You can be struggling with holding on to your senses. Dementia or aphasia could be in your family. There are so many things. Friends of mine who have that hard battle with schizophrenia and needing to use medications and to stay on top of it. And when things like this set in when you're a child or just even in your teens, you can feel like so much is being robbed from you. And taking care of your medical needs, taking care of your health, making sure you get the rest you need is also very important to help your whole body be able to get into that state of healing, physically and emotionally. And keeping with what my original goals were, to help people get a good night's sleep so that the first step of healing can really take hold and begin to help ourselves. We need that rest. I'm introducing to you today a revamp of my original posted episode, which is Disembodied Soul. Many of us out there feel like lost souls, or we feel like we're out there on our own and can forget there are people pulling for us, or people will tell us they love us. You may not necessarily let that in or be ready to believe it, and we all have our reasons and things to work through. But I want to say that I'm out here. I care that we don't give in to any kind of negative pressure to turn on ourselves. That is when, if we feel that no one's in our corner and we give up on ourselves, I think that is the greatest loss in this world. Hold on to yourself, help yourself, be your own best friend, and I'm out here pulling for you from where I am in the way that I can, because I had to realize I needed to do that for myself as well. So here I am, Venus Callida, on my first week as a VTuber, talking to you apparently from my goo ball, my party-like goo ball, because my tracking seems to be frozen. I'll try to fix that, but for now, I would like to show you the revamp, and I have tried to have some movement added in. I've tried to have screen changes so it would be a little more interesting to watch, but this was meant as an adult sleep story. It was hoping to be somewhat soothing. If you're the type of person like me who can tune out what people are saying and just follow the tone of their voice or the overall murmur of a sound to help you rest, close your eyes or keep them open on the screen, whatever you find most comfortable. I hope you will enjoy this. So I'm going to show you disembodied souls. And I'm just haven't uploaded it yet into the YouTube, so I'm just pulling it out of my media player. Oh, glitches everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna keep me here, and let's try that again. So I seem to have moved myself around. Oh, I see what I've done here now. So, looking for the screen that I want here. I finally found it. Yay. So I'm bringing this in. I hope you enjoy, and I'll be with you to chat afterwards. So, for my subscribers out there who asked, I tried my best to have screen changes. I tried to add a little bit in the front to make it a little more visually interesting for you, for those of you who like to focus on a spot while you practice some deep breathing. Have a drink of water, get comfy, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, I was just playing it, and for some reason it's telling me it can't get to my storage right now. I do not know why. Oh. Well, how can we troubleshoot this? Make it bigger. And we'll make this one smaller. Oh well, what do you do when plans don't work out? I think the only saving grace is that no one knows I'm out here doing this, really, so I'm only worrying myself right now. But I have no idea why. It was playing before, but now that Streamlabs is on, it will not play. So let me see if I can do one other thing. So for those of you who are out there and who are listening, anybody who might be stopping by wondering, what the heck is this person doing? So no, I actually did not use computers growing up. My brothers were so aggressive about fighting over the availability of our video game consoles that I just never wanted to bother fighting over such a thing. And it wasn't until I moved out on my own that I really got into gaming. I mean, I do go to things like Palladium, and I have gone to, you know, the Comic-Cons and the Fan Expos where before COVID, they did have those booths, and there were so many amazing booths to play and test drive the new editions of games out there. And but on my regular day-to-day, I didn't come home and sit on the console for like a few hours a day at all. I could barely get in there. If my brothers were around, there was no way I was getting on the computer. So I mostly lived a sporty life outside, swimming and playing sports and doing things like that. And my first job was also in the north, and so where there were no way to get Wi-Fi signals, because even though they're big companies even like Bell Canada, if you know about Bell Canada, or like Bill Gates or whoever, they're not going to pay to put a tower in the middle of tundra where very few people have jobs, if anyone has a paying job, and help us get internet access. So, because of that, I knew that people were on computers. I knew that people had GPS. I knew that my friends and family in the city had what they're calling smartphones and that they were getting carpal tunnel from it. But for me, I really didn't worry about, getting into it on a regular daily basis because I just didn't have the access. So I'm learning all of this backwards, basically. And so, unfortunately, you're getting the brunt of the result of that right now. Things were working this morning, and I found that that's the most frustrating part for me, is that this was all up and running, but I left it on. I left all the windows set up, and then seems even my character has frozen. So I don't know what to do with this. I may just call it a day, but I am searching for a version that I can show you. I'm trying to see. Ever since the systems have been messed around with the different microphones and headsets, I'm finding it a little confusing as to know which one to use for when. And I'm just hoping at least out there you can hear my voice. I am determined to get a second monitor because it seems I really do need to spread all of this out in order to screen capture more quickly. And let me see, I found some of my videos here. Let's see if there's one that I need. No. Okay. And, well, one thing I am doing that I do enjoy, and I do hope to have the time to get back to making my own binaural beats. I was getting closer to making my own lo-fi beats. I'm just getting a little picky about how it sounds or for how long to run a particular sound before transitioning. I need a little more patience, a little more attention to that. And I will also be posting new upcoming episodes because for me, I will be out of town and there are live events, the Comic-Con's coming to Toronto this next weekend. I will be changing my times, but I will be back tomorrow at, it looks like 8 p.m. and I will be back again on Tuesday the 14th at 8 p.m. for another Riddle Me Din Din, and I'll be back again on Thursday at 10 p.m. to test drive some other game. I'm not sure which one. I'm quite sure you're tired of seeing me play with Harry Potter, but there are other little apps out there that we can explore and chat. I will not be here next Saturday because that is Comic-Con Toronto. I'll be down there for that, but I'll have lots of stories and photos to share after that. But I will be back the Sunday thereafter at 8 p.m. I think I'm switching to later in the evenings or later in the afternoons because I'm finding when I want to touch things up, I think I need an extra hour. Like today, I don't think these glitches would have happened if hadn't, I'm changing my mind last minute about what to show you. And even like the last time I was online, I was creating a brand new updated version of something to show you, but had to abandon it because it just takes so long to put some things together, for me at least, using the free systems that I'm using. So that's been one of the challenges, and I think it's only reasonable to invest a certain amount to get into this. If it's a hobby, I guess it doesn't matter, but for me, I'm hoping to collect subscribers. So hopefully my little party goo over here is doing a better job of keeping your interest while I'm messing around over here. So I have not found a workaround for this, and I am trying. And let me see. No, I cannot find a workaround for this, so I'm going to abandon this. This is in my media player. Oh, has this been covering me the whole time? The windows keep switching on me. Okay, so this is not going to work today. All right, I think since nobody's out there, I'm going to call it a wrap and leave feeling very embarrassed. And I'm going to fight with this computer. I'm going to fight with restarting VTube. And I will come back if I can get this working. I need a couple of minutes. And I will talk to you as soon as I can. Sorry about that if anyone's out there. I'm going to make this better. Like I've said this time last week, a year from now, this will be a